Kahalo Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to you, brethren out there, putting your lives on the line, your freedoms at risk, presenting your bodies as a living sacrifice to make sure this word is preached throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. The Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because I just did a video, a previous video, describing pretty much going into the new normality. And this, I just came across this video, right, by Jeff Censored. You can check him out. All right. It says this is the future of your shopping, and I might actually play the whole video because this is some good stuff he brought out, but again this is it's crazy because like I said in my previous video, just kind of meditating and going in on what's to expect when it comes to the new normality. And this video is pretty much breaks it down even better. So I'm gonna play this video, and of course be interjecting and getting some precepts. So here we go.
Welcome to 2020. Wow. Toronto artificial intelligence startup creates disease screening tool for retail stores. Coming to a store near you, I guess. Thanks to Anonymous for sending me this link here. Look at this safe entry COVID-19 screening. It's unbelievable what's going on, isn't it? Imagine this. Just to get into a shopping center or a grocer, you're going to go through things like this. They're getting us accustomed. It's the full-on lock step. This new world order where there's no more privacy, full-on surveillance, where you're constantly being pumped full of vaccines and other chemicals and sprayed and treated like you're a diseased leper. And this is the type of stuff that they're getting everyone accustomed to keep you morally safer. So you're so scared because, of course, you watch your television, and your television tells you to be very afraid of the invisible boogeyman. And so they say, well, look at what we've got here. We've got these things, these screening things that you can go through. Now, what else will they be screening? Let's take a look at the article here. An artificial intelligence development company out of Toronto has introduced some fancy new tools to help business operate more safely, morally safer, during the pandemic. PredictMedix. You can't make this up. PredictMedix technologies allow stores and other establishments to screen customers for symptoms of COVID-19 before they enter. And they can even tell when a person or when people aren't properly social distancing or wearing masks while inside. The firm's infection and protocol screening machines, which take the form of standalone pods or walk-through booths, use AI, infrared thermography, and multispectral cameras to detect symptoms within seconds, and can even recognize cognitive impairment from substances like alcohol or illnesses like dementia. Meanwhile, its social distancing compliance software uses...
So pretty much, again, they got the system set up to where they could pretty much detect as you enter into these establishments, right? They can, detect if you've had if you're intoxicated, right? If you even look to be a little off, You know, if you even look like something's wrong with you, you know, they'll be able to detect it. You know, they'll be able to scan your body. You know, all these different cameras. And I think it said multispectral cameras, right, to detect symptoms within seconds. Man, you know, this is what's to look forward to. You know, this again. You know, this is going to be the new normality. Walking through these um, I would say these so to say, like these metal detectors, and they'll probably spray some chemicals on you or whatever the case may be. But you know, again, you know, this is what's coming. All right, you know, the mark of the beast. You know, it's not coming. It's already here, right? And um, Esau's he's pushing for this new world order. All right, and this is what all these things are leading up to. All right, why? Because again, you know, I always bring these things out. Multispectral cameras that could detect any symptoms within seconds. Man, that's crazy. But you know, this, you know, at the end of the day, this is Esau's goal. Second Thessalonians 2 and verse 4, it says, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High." So this is what Esau's ultimate goal is, to be like the Most High. How? With their technology. Going to Ezekiel 28 and verse 3. "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee." So again, you know, how are they able to accomplish these things? Through their technology. You know, because when you read, you know, Daniel, he was a wise man. You know, and of course Esau, they, you know, they study these things thoroughly. You know, they use the scriptures to um, their benefit. You know, not to judge wisely, not to rule wisely, but you know, well, reading on, it says verse 5, it says, "By thy great wisdom," which is wisdom on the left hand. All right, because again, you know, they use this the wisdom that they get to rule in on the left hand. They use the wisdom to, you know, to get rich. You know, it says, "By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches." So again, you know, they don't get this wisdom to deal wisely and to judge the 12 tribes of Israel, you know, righteously, you know, but to more so push their agenda and further the captivity of Israel, you know. So, you know, with their technology, that's how they're able to accomplish these things. And again, you know, this is going to be the new normality, you know, and with this, like I said in the previous video, you know, this is going to be replaced with, or not replaced, but, you know, these things are going to be accompanied by military, you know. So I'm gonna keep playing this video. I'm gonna let it play out. See if anything comes up through the spirit.
Security or drone cameras to detect whether patrons are wearing masks and can also measure the physical distance between individuals and alert staff of potential risk. Stop the ride now. I'm getting sick. Stop it. This is out of this world, folks. Out of this world. When I say you're going to have to go through hoops of fire, I'm under exaggerating, unfortunately. And here's like your gymnasium. You're going to go to the gymnasium, you're going to go through one of these safety booths that's going to spray you and zap you and chemically analyze you to determine and can determine whether or not you've ingested what you had for lunch, whether you had a few too many drinks last night, or you might be a little bit gray upstairs or going a bit dementia sort of thing. I mean, it's...
You hear that? They're going to be able to detect all these things. If you look like you're not, you look like you're, a little bit gray, they'll be able to pinpoint you, call you out, detect you, And again, all this is leading up to the mark of the beast. Eventually, because again, you're going to have all these things taking place where, these certain establishments, they're not going to allow you to come in unless you have, bypass a vaccine, more so the chip, once they start issuing these chips, if you don't have that chip, you can't come. You basically you won't be able to function in society. This is what all this is leading up to. So I'm gonna keep letting this play out.
Who gives the right for these things to be in our cities? Well, of course, Bill Gates and the New World Order have made the sheeple demand for this.
And Esau, he thinks he has that right. I just put the precept of 2 Thessalonians. He wants to be like the Most High. So that's why, Revelations 12 and 12, amping things up, to get to this point. Because he knows that he has but a short time. So, he's amping things up. He's pushing for these things more and more.
Type of stuff, they'll cheer it on. Both tools could potentially be employed in grocery stores or other retailers, bars and restaurants, schools, venues, parks, gyms, airports, transit stations, offices, and other workplaces to ensure that anyone entering a space is symptom-free and is taking proper measures while inside. That's it. I'm going to go live in the woods. I'm done. I'll go live in the woods. I'll take my chances. And this is just insanity. I'll never go through one of these things. Predict Medics touts that its programs can help restore the confidence.
And that's that's again because he's talked about pretty much he talked about living off grid, and the apostles and elders they talk about these things. They mention these things, living off grid, right? Let's see if I can pull an example like one of our forefathers, one of the patriarchs. That's Hebrews, the 11th chapter, and bear with me. Let's see what I'm gonna just start at verse 8 and read on down. Hebrews 11 and 8. By faith Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. And looking at that more so with the spiritual eye, because again, some brothers are gonna be pretty much they're just gonna say the hell with it and just flee into the woods, flee into the mountains, not knowing where they're going. Everything's going to be led through the Spirit. Reading on verse 9, it says, by faith he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. For he looked for a city which hath foundations, whose builder and maker is the Most High. Through faith also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed and was delivered of a child when she was past age, because she judged him faithful who had promised. Therefore sprang there even of one in him as good as dead, so many as the stars of the sky in multitude, and as the sand which is by the seashore innumerable. These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. So again, just using our one of the patriarchs, Abraham, as well as other men, they moved as pilgrims. They were strangers in and strangers in these lands, but ultimately they moved by faith, and again, that this is what this is what this these kind of things are going to lead to, because again, a lot of us, well, when it comes to the elect, and Lord's will, we are that, we're of that number. When it comes to the elect, they're not going to take that chip, and certain brothers, they're going to have to go off grid, because again, ultimately when Esau starts pushing those chips, that's going to be the new that's going to be the way of living in this society, and again, all these new this quote unquote new normality, this is what all this is leading up to, so pretty much, Esau, he's conditioning this, conditioning society, he's conditioning, he's getting people used to waiting in long lines, and rationing and portions of food and supplies. Esau, he's conditioning the people into these things, because in the height of all this coronavirus, and when people going food shopping and whatnot, you had it to where, you can only get a certain amount of water and a certain amount of supplies and whatnot. People were buying foolishly. People were buying, toilet paper and Kleenex and things like that. And it got to the point where, again, they you can only get a certain amount. You see, Esau, he's preparing, he's conditioning society to, to accept these things. Because again, this is going to be the new normality. Hunger Games in real life, So I'm going to play this out.
To return to business in public places. There's your confidence. You got to go through these screening booths. And they're going to alert if anybody's violating the social distancing. Reep, reep, reep. Social distancing violation in aisle 5. Reep, reep, reep. Social distancing violation. Of course, they're going to identify you as soon as you walk through these things. They're going to know everything about you, and they're probably going to get your DNA at the same time. I don't know how evil this stuff gets. I really don't know. Yeah, you think that Black Mirror's scary. Oh, yeah, you thought Black Mirror was scary. Yeah. Why is it that reality is 100 times more scary than Black Mirror episodes? Well, maybe because the people that run this New World Order are extremely evil. Ultimately...
Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? If Esau is not the, if he's not this wicked, man of sin that it just went over in in 2 Thessalonians, if he's not that man of perdition, then who is he? By all means, break it down, explain it. If Esau If Esau's not the one controlling the earth and you know, doing with all these draconian laws, right? You got to wear a mask, right? If he's not that man of sin, then who is he? You know, let this continue to play out.
Mass screening will be needed to help stop the collapse of the global financial system. There's your carrot, right? The COVID-19 pandemic has turned into a threat for global security and economic stability, which could result in unprecedented... It's already happened, you scumbags. Unprecedented job losses not seen since the Great Depression. Yeah, that's a fait accompli, you retards. Rapid deployment of mass screening technology while at the same time respecting privacy. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Good one. Are you guys comedians by any chance? Could help with a much faster economic recovery. Yeah, you know, all you people out there that are rioting, you want something to really take your frustrations out on? I don't know. There might be a suggestion on the screen there. If screening machines catch on, you can bet that the future of public life in Canada will be significantly morally safer from the threat of COVID-19. But it will also mean that shopping, while a little buzzed, may be out of the question. What do you mean? Who are you to say you can't go into an establishment? Oh, sorry, we detected you have certain levels of THC and alcohol in your system. You are not allowed to enter the premises. You know, why don't you just put Ed 209 out in front of every one of these buildings? You can put these things and put Ed 209 next to them and just call it a day. Say, that's it. New World Order's all done. Nothing else needed. I mean, this is just astonishing. Absolutely astonishing. This is just madness. How evil is this? On a scale of 1 to 10. How evil is this? Seriously. And who are the people that are responsible for this? And who is going to give the green light to this? John Tory in Toronto? And this will likely be your future. Your future of going into the gymnasium is you're going to have to go through these pods. Probably spend a minute or two, just like I showed with the airport. Go watch my video if it's still up. Is Scroogle taking it down yet? On Jeff Censored? The channel that I can't even access right now?
Yeah, and people are bringing this information out, and of course, there's an attack on the truth, so people that bring these things out, people's videos are getting flagged and taken down and whatnot. So, if you want, you can just, finish the last minute and a half, 2 or so. I went through the comments, and a lot of people, they don't agree with this. A lot of people, they're not for this. So this is why, in the beginning, they're going to present this in a way that's, convenient, right? The brothers always bring it out. They're going to present this in a way that's convenient. But again, people are going to wake up, to the fact, and a lot of people are going to say the hell with it. And this is why they're going to and enforce it, that flood, Isaiah 59:19, this is why Trump is talking about, or he talking about mobilizing the military to issue out these vaccines. Well, that's what they're going to do with Chip. All right. So, I don't want to prolong this anymore. That's pretty much all I had on this, good information. All right. So to continue to be on the watch, continue to be on the lookout. So with that being said, giving all acknowledgement once again to Yahweh Shemir Shai, and double honors to the men, the elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, I say shalom.